So in today's video, we are going to be comparing Honestly Speaking paper with Innosub paper. You guys know I've been using Innosub sublimation paper a lot lately. So I wanted to compare both of these and see just the differences in the way they sub and just in the claims that they have. So if you want to see what differences they have, just keep watching. If you're new to my channel, my name is Leslie. My channel is all about crafting on a budget. I do sublimation, Cricut, and sewing videos. So if any of those things interest you, please consider subscribing, joining my YouTube family, and let's just jump into this video. Okay, so we're gonna start off by kind of just talking about what claims each paper has. Okay, so we can start off with pricing. So Honestly Speaking is 100 sheets, 8.5 by 11 for $20. And that's 120 GSM. So Innosub is 120 sheets of 8.5 by 11 for $14.99. And I know from time to time they throw sales where it's like $11.99 for it. And this is also 120 grams or GSM. Innosub says fast drying, so does Honestly Speaking. They both say fast drying. I definitely think the Innosub is fast drying. The Honestly Speaking, for me, it might be different if you have like an Epson printer, but I have a Sawgrass printer, and I've noticed that with which is part of the reason why I stopped using it, I feel like it doesn't dry really quickly, and if you accidentally like rub it or like something else touches it, then part of that, the ink starts to just come off, kind of scratch off. I don't have that problem with any of my other papers, but I don't know if it's because I have a Sawgrass and maybe this would be better for like an Epson printer. So Innosub says no fade, heavy duty, no smudge, 98% transfer rate, and they do have 60 sheets and 120 sheets, I believe. With Innosub, you can do 300. It kind of gives you instructions, but you can do 360 degrees for 60 seconds. For Honestly Speaking, it depends on what you're using, but it seems to be anywhere from 360 degrees to 375, and you got to do less time. So depending on what you're doing, like if you're doing fabric, 360 degrees for 20 to 25 seconds. You can definitely try that. I don't think I've actually ever done that. I've always done 60 seconds, but we'll put that to the test. Whereas Innosub, again, same temperature, 360 for just a longer time, 60 seconds. They both don't need butcher paper. Both pretty thick enough not to need butcher paper. Honestly Speaking is white in the back of it. Innosub has their logo on the back, which is kind of nice because you can tell which side is which. With Honestly Speaking, the back side is kind of more, I don't want to say shiny, but it has more of like a glossy touch to it. So the side that is matte is the side you're going to be subbing on. So that's one way of telling. So that's pretty much the differences between the two. There's not too many differences. They're pretty similar. I don't know if the Innosub one is, yeah, the Innosub one is more smooth on the side you sub on. I don't think, let me see. The Honestly Speaking is a little more rough on that side. So I printed my design, the same design, on both Innosub and Honestly Speaking. This is how it looks before you press it. And then the back looks like this. So again, they have their logo so you can tell which side to put it in on your printer. Honestly Speaking looks like this. It's a little more vibrant to begin with than the Innosub, but we all know that it's going to become even more when you press it. And the other side is kind of like not shiny, but it's really, really smooth. Again, the side you print on is more rough. And whenever I use Honestly Speaking, again, I have a Sawgrass, so I don't think you'll have this problem if you have an Epson printer. But I have to let my paper sit for a while, or else that ink will be wet, and if you accidentally touch it, it comes off. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So we're gonna be pressing both of them. We're gonna press them at the times that they said. So this says 20 to 25 seconds and the other one's at 60 seconds. And we're gonna kind of just see the differences, see if there even is a difference when you press them. Yeah, I'm excited to test this out because you guys know I've really been liking the Innosub one lately. And I used to really like the Honestly Speaking, but I kind of just got annoyed with the whole, it just wasn't drying as quickly for my sawgrass thing. So we will see. I'll have both of these papers linked down below. And let's just jump to prepping it all to prep. So we're just going to use some good old fashioned 100% polyester fabric. And we're gonna prepare it like we normally would. I'm just gonna lint roll the fabric. I'm just going to put Innosub on this one. You can just, I'm just turning it around, putting my fabric on it, and then I'm just gonna tape it together. And this fabric that I'm using, I've used it before. I just use it for tests and stuff. It kind of has like, it sticks to something in the back. It has some in the back that just sticks to stuff. It like melts and sticks. So I'm just going to use a cardstock so that it doesn't stick to my heat press, but I'm just taping it all around. Nothing special. And I'm gonna do the same for my other one. Just gonna flip it over and just tape it down. So now we're gonna take this to our heat press. Again, this is the Honestly Speaking, and then this is the Innosub. That's how you can tell them apart. So this one we're gonna do for 60 seconds. This one we're gonna do for 25, because I'm just going with the times that they say. So let's move to the heat press. Put my Innosub down, and I'm gonna press at 360 for 60 seconds. Okay. So this one is done. Now we're gonna do our Honestly Speaking one. And I'm gonna put this one for 25 seconds. As you can see, the Innosub didn't bleed through or anything, so you don't need butcher paper. Okay, so I did 25 seconds. They're both at 360. This one didn't bleed through either, so you don't need butcher paper. So let's see how well they... So let's take off the sublimation paper. So I'm gonna leave the paper right there so that we can compare the ink release. Let's start off by comparing our ink release. So for Innosub, it had a pretty good ink release. Like, look at that. Like, almost all the ink is pretty much gone off of it. And again, it didn't bleed through or anything like that. Perfect. The Honestly Speaking had a good amount of ink release, just not as much as this one. Like, there's still a little bit of ink. So I can tell a little bit of a difference. So the Honestly Speaking, you can especially see it on these two colors, I think. This one's a bit more, darker is not the right word, more colorful. It is darker than this one. So it's a bit more vibrant, I would say. The purples seem pretty similar, and these seem pretty similar. I think the biggest color difference I notice are these two colors, like this peach pink color and this nice like golden yellow color. So this one's more darker, more vibrant, I would say, than this one. But I feel like the black on the Innosub is more darker than the black on the Honestly Speaking. And I think that's about the only differences I can tell. These are both really good papers, but I think it's just personal preference and which one you like better. So I think the Innosub one is more affordable and it's a really good paper. Like, I really like this one, but Honestly Speaking is also a really good paper. Again, Honestly Speaking is 100 sheets for $20, and Innosub is 120 sheets for $15. So it's a bit more affordable, but whichever paper you decide, they're both going to be really good papers. And it's kind of nice that with both of them, you don't need butcher paper, so you save cost on that. So yeah, the Honestly Speaking is more vibrant. Again, the Innosub, the black, is more vibrant, but they're both really good papers. Again, if you have a Epson printer, you probably won't go through the issue I go through with Honestly Speaking not drying fast enough. I think Innosub is a great paper. It's affordable. You can get it on Amazon or you can get it on their website. I'll have both of these linked down below because they are both good papers and I really do enjoy both of them. But let me know down below which one you're leaning more towards, which one you think is a better paper. This one does take less time in pressing. It was only 25 seconds and you got this much pigment, which is really, really nice. This one is 45 to 60 seconds. I did 60 seconds. But either way, it just depends which one you want. So let me know down below which one you are leaning more towards, which one you think is better. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. And I will be doing a video comparing Innosub to Asub and seeing what the differences are between those. So stay tuned for that as well. Bye guys.